Hey, welcome to Mind Your Own Biz, the podcast where we help small business owners with big dreams build something authentically you. I'm Alicia Yervis, educator, marketer, designer, nacho enthusiast, and your big sister in business. I'm excited for us to have this cozy spot to chat. Each episode, we'll tackle candid conversations, actionable tips, and a few fun tangents to help you run your business your way. Because business is always personal, no matter what anyone says. So grab your iced coffee or those nachos and let's get started. Hi there, and welcome back to Mind Your Own Biz. I'm Alicia Yervis, I'm your host, and today we're going to be talking about something I'm really passionate about, and that is branding. Um, it all starts with your logo. Well, it doesn't actually start with your logo, but when you're thinking of branding, that's probably the first thing that jumps to mind. But branding is much more than that. Branding is, of course, the full brand identity with colors, fonts, um, patterns and uh, different lockups and layouts of things, but it also extends into messaging and marketing and all kinds of stuff. Um, but talking about your logo specifically, um, you want it to be unforgettable. You want it to feel like you, um, and your business, of course. And, if you're a small business owner or a solopreneur, your brand is deeply personal. And it's spring right now, and spring is the perfect time to refresh more than just your wardrobe. It's time to give your brand some love as well. So, in this episode, I'm going to be walking you through the three must-have elements that make for a logo that you're actually going to be obsessed with and that works for your business. And I'm going to be drawing from my free guide, Nailing Your Logo Design. 3 steps to get it right the first time, which you can grab for free at aliciayervis.com/nail your logo design. So that's where you can go to grab a hard copy of this. And plus, I'm going to tell you how I work with clients on branding and why the vibe of your business should be just as clear as your message. So let's start with your why. Not the Simon Sinek version, although, he's great, but I mean, what is the purpose of your logo? What should people feel when they see it? Does it give a visual hint at who you are and what you do? Would your dream client think, oh my God, this person just gets me? This is all about vibes and vision. You want your logo to have a heartbeat, a pulse, a personality. Sometimes I think we see logos that are, they're cute, but maybe that didn't match the energy of the person or brand whose logo it was. And sometimes, we don't know any better. You're starting your business, you make something on Canva, or, you hire your cousin to do something because, they have graphic design experience, and what, might get pulled together, like it looks professional-ish, it's good enough, but does it really speak to your ideal client? Does it speak to you? Does it speak to what you do? So these are questions to think about when you're approaching, something that is going to be a visual representation of you and your business. You want to make sure that it really feels aligned. So here's where we get a little bit nerdy in the best way. So fonts, colors, scalability, these all matter. A logo should function as well as it actually looks good. So here's what to keep in mind. Can you read your logo when it's tiny? Like when it's on a tiny business card or a sticker or a label, you want to make sure that it's legible. Does your logo still look great in black and white? Sometimes in business and marketing, you might have to put your logo on something where you don't have color print option. And you want to make sure that you don't lose crucial components of that logo when it's printed in black and white. So that's a good test to run. Have you created both vertical and horizontal versions of the logo? Again, sometimes you might need your logo in a different format, a different layout for different purposes, and you don't want to be scrambling to create that in the moment. So when you're getting your logo designed, you want to make sure that you have a version that works vertically and horizontally. And you have your files in all the right formats. When you hire a professional designer, they're going to give you a wide variety of formats for your logo. You're going to get an Illustrator file, you're going to get PDF, you're going to get JPEGs, you're going to get all these different formats because you'll need your logo in different formats for different things, particularly if you're going to be doing print stuff, um, like signage, merch, different products, different you might be putting together a binder, a folder, an ad, a flyer. You want to make sure that you have um, all the right formats that you'll need. And if you're working with a designer who's a professional designer, they're going to know to give you all of this. If you are DIYing it, please don't skip this because future you and your printer will definitely thank you. Um, And, I think back to many client projects where I'm working with a print house or even an online printing service and come to find out that, they actually don't have the proper file formats that they need for things to print properly or to display properly on screen. And also to know that sometimes I'm getting a little nerdy here again, but when you're converting, um, uh, different logo designs for digital view or print view, sometimes it can screw up the colors. If you've heard of, RGB versus CMYK, um, basically, colors can display differently on screen than they can when they're in print. So it's just a good idea to get all of that covered when you're working with a designer because you want to make sure you have everything. Now that you've got your Dreamy logo, what's next? Well, you use it everywhere consistently. The brand should feel like one cohesive experience across your website, your social media, your email signature, business cards, video, even on your packaging, your signage. This is really where a brand suite and style guide comes in, because a great logo is just the beginning. Your full branding should include things called submarks and icons, patterns, and more to support it. For example, there are some cool things you can do um, once your brand identity is established. Once you have the logo, you've got your color palette, you've got your fonts, you've got some layouts of some social media graphics or your letterhead, these different components that come together, you can do some creative things. So, for example, we recently worked with Dr. Stephanie Lipnicki of Natural Alternative Center for Wellness here in New Jersey. We did a rebrand for her, and her logo is very unique, very fun, very representative of her and her business. And the logo itself has an arch shape to it, like an arch doorway type shape. And when it came time to create her business cards, we decided, why can't we make arch-shaped business cards? So she has a very unique business card that is actually arch-shaped, with a rounded top, to stand out and to mimic the look of her logo, with some of those, curved features and such. So that's really, really fun. You can do creative stuff like that. When you are looking at your full, brand identity suite. And then, of course, that branding becomes more recognizable, and you can pull those visuals across every platform and, make it cohesive. So when it comes time to design your actual branding, so if you're on a budget and starting small, I totally get that. DIY tools like Canva are amazing for creating, some graphics and things that you might need. Um, but I would not suggest designing your logo in Canva. you can pull something together quickly, if you need to use something for, when you're just getting started, but you're not going to get all of the proper file outputs from Canva. Canva is, um, a lot of the elements there were designed by other designers, and you want to really check the rules and restrictions of Canva to see what you can and can't use when it comes to design, in terms of branding. So it's great for pulling together graphics and, making quick things when you're just getting started. But I do feel, eventually, it's best to have a professional designer, tackle that for you. But whether you're doing DIY or not, you need to know what message you're trying to send visually with your logo. So, if you are ready to go pro, of course, I'd love to work with you. Um, my branding process is about more than fonts and colors. It's really about capturing your energy, your story, your vibe. So when your dream clients land on your website, they feel like they found their people. They feel like you are the person they really connect with and relate to your vibe. So if you're interested in chatting about branding with me, I would be happy to chat about that. You can check out some of my portfolio at aliciayurvis.com/portfolio. Or if you want to send me a message about how we might be able to work together, you can go to aliciayurvis.com/work with me. So just remember, this was a short little a short little podcast episode today, but your logo isn't just a logo. Okay? It's the first impression. It's the front door. It's the invitation. So make it count and make it feel like you. And don't forget to grab your free copy of Nailing Your Logo Design at aliciayurvis.com/nail your logo design. It's short, sweet, and will totally get your wheels turning, whether you're DIYing or working with a designer. And if you love this episode, snap a screenshot, tag me on Instagram at Alicia Yervis Creative. Let me know what part resonated with you most, or tell me what your logo actually looks like right now. I'd love to see it. See you next time, friends. And remember, your branding should feel like your favorite outfit. So let's make sure it fits.